Here with 3 women of the Maine Republican Party. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Julia O Brien. I'm the Executive Director of the Maine Republican Party.
I'm Pat Percy. I'm from Saginaw County.
I'm Ann Robinson, a delegate from Portland.
Excellent. So last night we saw Sarah Palin speak. Of course, she's the vice presidential nominee. Could you guys just tell me in general how you feel about her nomination?
I think it's a tremendous nomination, a tremendous choice. This is the 4th national convention that I've attended, and I can remember a lot of really memorable moments. But I have to say that I have never experienced anything like the energy and the enthusiasm that I felt last night at the convention hall. That was a singular event. She really carried her message. She told it like it is, and to the extent that people say they want politicians to just talk straight to them and say what's on their mind and be honest and forthright, she was all of those things. I think now's the chance if America wants to elect a president and a vice president who are going to put the country first. This is the opportunity.
Okay.
Well, I thought finally I get the Straight Talk Express, and I think that Sarah Palin particularly, is an excellent choice for Maine, and every Mainer should stop and think about it. I don't see her as just a woman or just a mother. She's a commercial fisherman, which every person up and down the coast of Maine and inland relates to. She has a special understanding for special ed for children who need help, and that touches most every family in the state and in other states. And she was a dynamite speaker, and she had a hard, it would be hard for me to walk out in the atmosphere last night and have read everything that had been in the paper and on the media, what they were saying about my family, and really just looking you straight in the eye and giving you the facts, and she did a superb job.
Julie?
Well, when I heard of her nomination last week and I first heard her speak, I had known very little about her. Still don't know too much about her, but I have to say that I immediately felt a connection with her. I just felt this. I mean, obviously she has 5 children. I have 5 children. There's always going to be something that's a problem in a family like that, and everyone in America can relate to that. There's good and bad times, but you just stick together as a family. I just so much related to her. And the difference, I think, with her, I've been thinking about this a lot, I think the difference with her is that she did not go into politics for a career. She didn't set her mind when she was 25, I'm going to be vice president. That's clear. She started out in PTA, she started out in city council as a mayor. She started out because there are issues in her town, and that's the type of politician we want. She now has risen to this level, but that's because she really cares and she really is one of us. And I think that's that's where we just feel this absolute love, if you say, this connection to her. So I'm absolutely thrilled.
Now, she's been the target this week of a lot of media attacks. As mothers and as women, how do you feel about these attacks? Do you believe they're warranted?
I think I'm very, very upset with some of these attacks, and I mean, as I've heard said, and I believe it appears as though there is, women who say that we need to break through the glass ceiling, and the liberal pundits. It really isn't about women. It's really about liberal women. I mean, they're very upset now that she has has this spotlight, and she has the potential to be vice president, and the media is very upset about that, and it really shows the hypocrisy. I mean, if we've known there's hypocrisy in the media and hypocrisy in the liberal in liberalism, but now you see it. You see it very, very clearly, and I hope people see it for what it is. It really is hypocrisy. It isn't that they care really about women. It's they care about their women.
And I see it in a slightly different angle, because in Maine I think that we have much less of that. We have always had presidents of the PTA, you have select women, you have your chairs of the school board, and going on up to 2 brand United States senators. And I think that in Maine we're fortunate that people perceive things slightly different than the norm, whether it's the national press or not, and I think we're ahead on that issue. And I really believe the people of Maine will support her and won't get into the nastiness that goes on in other places. And I think also we have the right attitude for that. We're a family. And in Maine, we're kissing cousins all over the place. And she's just one more, her family's one more to embrace. And if you want to really get to an issue, what's better than a baby?
Well, I think both Pat and Julie make good points. If we're talking about the people of Maine, I mean, I agree with Pat. I think that people will relate to Sarah Palin and recognize the strength and the character that she brings. But I think Julie's absolutely right about the hypocrisy of the media. Unless a woman promotes the agenda that they want promoted, it really doesn't matter whether it's a woman or a man, because that's their ultimate end game. It's their agenda.
Now let's talk about the speech itself last night. I mean, the crowd was so excited. Can you maybe tell about some of the favorite parts of the speech, or some of your favorite lines?
That's actually, for me, that's difficult, because I thought it was just a series of one right after the other, and it's hard for me to pick out one line, because there were so many issues that she covered, so many important themes and specifics that she discussed. For me anyway, it's really hard to just choose one.
It was really, for me, much more than I expected. Far more than I expected, and I suspect it was far more than most people that we knew of her. We've been introduced for a week to her, and I just thought she hit all the important themes and all the important problems going on in our world, and she just addressed them beautifully, forcefully, and quite intelligently.
I think there was so much hype and build up to this speech. I mean, I tried to listen to the commentary on it to see what's going on outside this bubble that we have of the National Convention, and the build up was so high. I mean, they kept saying that this is going to make it or break it, her speech, and I was a little concerned. I knew she had it in her because I've heard her speak. But I mean, stepping out on the floor with thousands of people and millions of people watching her, knowing that they're thinking about her family issues and all that she had, she went out there and really I think exceeded everyone's expectations. She hit it out of the park, and I think the way she dealt with the issue of her daughter. And her future son-in-law and the baby, I think, was very, very classy. It was wondering, do we hide her? Do we hide them? Do we not talk about them? She addressed it. They were there. They were all there as a family. Senator McCain's family is going to be here, and I just think they did it as classy as they could, and I think that people related to that. So she won. She hit it out of the park.
Any last thoughts?
I would just add that I thought that Rudy Giuliani also did a tremendous job and made a lot of important points and really set the stage for it.
Yeah. And I think her speech will be a hard act to follow for anyone. It was really quite masterful.
And for all some of the pundits have said that she's going to have difficulty debating Joe Biden. Joe Biden, look out! I think she demonstrated last night that she can hold her own.
Absolutely.
We're waiting for that.
Yeah, right.
We're waiting for that
Bring
debate.
it on.
Yeah, exactly.
That debate is going to be watched by all of us, and we may have just watching parties.
Yes.
It will be fun.
Yeah.